So Claude Fable 5 just got unbanned, and people are already using it to make some of the most insane things, and today I'm going to show you some of the best games and other things that people are building with this model, and I promise you, by the end of this, Fable 5 is going to completely blow your mind. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so one of the first things I want to show you is this specific build right here. It's a game put together by Claude Fable 5, specifically a Spider-Man web-swinging game built inside the Godot engine. Now, in this example, we can clearly see that the web-swinging motion is incredibly interesting. That's the main takeaway I want to highlight. The physics here are just insane. The game looks decent, sure, but it could definitely be polished up, but don't focus on the graphics right now. What we're really looking at is the underlying logic of the web-swinging motion. It looks absolutely fabulous, and it feels remarkably natural. Now, if you want to see a fully fleshed out game built by Claude Fable 5, I don't think there's a better example than this one by a user named Chris. He specifically used Fable 5 Max to create a functioning clone of the popular game Clash of Clans. In his post, he actually mentioned that Fable absolutely destroyed Sonnet 5, and honestly, I think that should be obvious by now. Fable is just on a completely different level. Here's the game in action. As you can see, it looks pretty great. It's minimal, yes, but it works correctly. The mechanics are functioning properly, and the placement of the different structures is surprisingly good. The model took just around 2 prompts to build this, writing the entire demo in only 2,500 lines of code. It's a demo, so you obviously can't fit the entire Clash of Clans into 2,500 lines, but as a proof of concept, it's super cool. With maybe 3 or 4 more prompts, we could probably get a full prototype running. Moving on, here's another wild example, a Rocket League clone made by Fable 5. The craziest part about this, Fable one-shotted this entire build, and I have to admit, the clone looks pretty fantastic. Even the user who created it said he was in absolute shock seeing the capacity of this model, because it is genuinely insane. The gameplay looks solid, the movement of the ball is great, the motion of the car feels right, and the interaction between the car and the ball is very natural, like it was perfectly copied straight from Rocket League. The car can even pick up boosts and perform other standard mechanics, so the fact that it successfully cloned multiple core features of Rocket League in a single go is a seriously cool demonstration of Fable 5's abilities. Here's another highly entertaining game created using Claude Fable 5. The user basically asked it to make a Headerball game, and the result is absolutely awesome. The game looks surprisingly good, especially the interaction between the characters. The sound effects and all the little details are spot on. Whenever a goal is scored, the crowd automatically starts cheering. I honestly think this is a fully playable game, not just a prototype. For a quick web-based online game, people would genuinely play this. It's the perfect little game for killing some time. Check out this next cool project built with Fable 5. Now, this one isn't exactly a game. It's a seeded, procedurally generated town. More specifically, it's a procedural animation featuring a busy circular intersection where cars are animated entirely by code. The standout feature here is that these cars successfully navigate to where they want to go, entirely without colliding with each other in the roundabout. The main reason I'm showing you this is simply because it looks so incredibly good. Some of the earlier Fable 5 generations didn't look quite as polished as I'd hoped, but this one in particular, visually fantastic. Fable 5 is also proving to be great at creating 3D animations. Take a look at this example where Claude Fable 5 created a Minecraft-like voxel-style 3D peacock animation. Let me play the animation for you first. As you can see, it looks really nice. The 3D animation, the natural movement of the peacock, and the wing flapping are all executed brilliantly. Overall, a really solid output. Here's another mind-blowing feature. Claude Fable 5, when paired with the Blender MCP, can basically talk directly to Blender to create 3D animations and scenes. One user actually recreated the city of Manhattan using this setup. Claude Fable 5 was able to generate the city using a simplified layout of basic 3D shapes, and it looks awesome. It fetched real building footprints from public map data, and then extruded the whole city from that base. Central Park even shows up as a clean rectangle, punched right out of the grid. It's a very impressive workflow. Beyond games and 3D, Claude Fable is exceptionally good at creating and cloning websites. In these examples by an AI enthusiast named Jason, we can see the original website that he wanted wanted to replicate, alongside the cloned version created by Fable. The Fable clone looks pretty amazing, and it is nearly identical to the original site. In his other examples, Fable 5's copies also look insane. These are strictly A-grade websites. It goes to show that you can create really sleek, professional websites without needing to hire an expensive front-end developer or designer and attempt. Here is another highly impressive build from Fable 5, a 3D interactive map of the Tokyo Metro subway. I believe it used a public API to pull in the accurate transit data. Now, the text here is actually in Japanese, so I can't personally read it, but I'm pretty confident the layout is highly accurate to the real Tokyo Metro system. If any of you watching know Japanese, let me know in the comments just how accurate this actually is. Regardless, if you want to create interactive 3D visualizations for your app structure or data layout, this is a phenomenal use case for Claude Fable 5. Now let's talk about a cost comparison between Fable 5 and other models, just so you can get a realistic idea of how expensive it actually is to run. In this demo video, you're looking at web animations made using Claude Fable 5, and as you can see on the chart, it is a lot more expensive than GLM 5.2. It obviously produces the best animation quality, but the cost here is just insane. Even Opus 4.8 is around 8 times cheaper than Claude Fable, so it is definitely not a model you can just spam without seriously taking your API costs into account. Even for simple animations, it gets very pricey. To give you one final example of how expensive this model can be, take a look at this 3D model of Earth that it generated. Doing this with Sonnet only cost around 10 cents, which makes Sonnet about 87% cheaper than Claude Fable 5. The result is vastly different in quality, as you can see, but you really have to ask yourself, is the quality jump actually worth it when you factor in how expensive the model is to run? Anyway, that is about it for today's video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.